Guys, I want to jump in and talk about your adductors, okay? Group of muscles that run the inside of your groin, pretty much make up your groin, can often get kind of overlap and integrate with your hamstrings. They are major players in obviously maintaining the mobility and strength and stability of your hips. Now, a lot of you will struggle to be able to bend over and touch your toes. Those of you struggling to drop into a deep squat, or you find that you're just simply very, very tight through this area. Generally because they are weak and they're very deconditioned. And then obviously when you go into doing exercise or sports where you're asked to move into laterally or looking to move into these out of the sagittal plane with the running forwards and backwards, these areas get lit up. They can get crampy, they can get tight, they can get, you can pull, you can injure them. Couple of key exercises I want to take you through, a couple of drills pretty much that you can start to do to work to improve your mobility, to work on your strength, to pretty much work on your range of motion through these areas, because you should have a healthy range of motion. First, pure and simple one would be just to start finding some width. Widening those feet, trying to find a width that is relatively comfortable for you. I'm going to take it from the side a little bit. And all I'm going to do is I'm simply just going to hinge at the hip, and I'm going to find that biting point, okay? That point where I'm starting to feel it through my inside of my groin. It may start leaching into your knees slightly, but I just want you to get more comfortable hanging down in this position. And simply for us, it's actually just spending some time in these positions. Now we kind of bring in upper thoracic drills where we can actually start to work on other things as well as this, but essentially we're looking to increase that range of motion through the groin. So coming from the front, you can see how I'm here. Bringing it in a bit closer, you can actually bend the knees and you can almost take this sumo stance, and you're working on just starting to work on this area. And for a lot of us, it is immediately you're kind of feeling that work, you're feeling that stretch. That is an indication that it's probably an area that you simply have not worked on enough. But guys, look at the anatomy of this area. It leaches up into your lower back, up into your hips. Hugely, hugely important. Bringing it over to one side, bringing the foot out, we can start to work on different aspects of it, but we can start to really get into this sort of side-lying stretch, bringing it over, alternating. So we're starting to bring in some mobility drills. One of the big ones we love to do as strength for endurance is with dumbbells, but bodyweight to start with, is literally working on that lateral lunge, stepping across, finding that angle, bringing that stretch in, and then bringing it back. Working both sides, we can bring a reverse lunge into that to make it a bit more of a lunge complex. But essentially, guys, we're getting into these problematic areas. Of one to finish a session off would be working on that pancake, or working towards obviously getting your chest to ground. A lot of us probably have done this one in the past, where we're looking to get those hands on the feet, but just spending time working on this area, because it is a big problem area. It will have a massive limiting impact on everything that you do, your sport, your working life, your walking life. So guys, getting into this area, it's going to give you some real great health and performance gains.